Sweet. People have been talking about, okay, here's a few topics people have been talking about lately to me. They've been saying, topic number one, I'm getting hated on by people I'm looking up to. Start to get more attention online. You're suddenly on the radar for a lot more people. And hey, there's a whole bunch of people you look up to. Some of them hate you. It is what it is. But they're giving you negative attention. So I could go into that. Topic number two, probably go into all of these honestly today. Let me just write them down. Getting hated on. Topic number two, my passion is gone. Procrastination. Okay, these two things both. Procrastination / passion is gone. Alright, getting hated on. Number one thing, I have to go into my own experience a little bit so I can kind of go off the dome. There was a time in Apex where we were just taking TSM's drop spot. It was really easy for us and we were just playing for fun. So it was not a big deal. We were just queuing up and getting in their games because that's how high our MMR was. And so, yeah, instead of getting to the low tier scrims, because back then we were just doing Q snipes, we couldn't help but get into their game. We couldn't help but like fuel depot. And so we were really good at drop spots and we just shit on them. What happened to us is we got a whole bunch of lore made up about us saying that we are like stream snipers and stuff like that, and like I don't even want to go into that, but okay, so suddenly we have like all these pros against us on Twitter, just hundreds of people hating us, just 3 of us. And we're just going into this lightheartedly. We're just playing a game, and these pros are like really fucking crazy. I mean, we were crazy too. We were crazy passionate about the game, but we weren't like, we didn't understand that competitive like hating on other players. To us, it was just a game. We were just playing a game, and we were good at it. And so, okay, suddenly you're in a whole different ball game. You're in a whole different world. You're getting lore made up about you, and all these people with thousands of followers are just attacking you. They're coming to your stream, they're doing all this bad shit, they're like trying to get in your way, they're just giving you a bad time online. And honestly, okay, from a zoomed out perspective, it's not that hard to ignore. But when it's new, you are like, yeah, when it's new, it feels new. So everything that feels new is like kind of in the forefront of your mind because you've never experienced this before. So, okay, you're getting hated on. I understand that this is new. And you're not going to be able to just like Zen meditation it away. That's not going to happen. We could work on that. It's not going to be absolute, okay? So, yeah, sure, we could kind of ignore it. Emphasis on kind of. But emphasize the resource of this. Okay, suddenly you realize that you hold attention. All right, whatever you're doing right now, it is holding the attention enough at least for people to leave a mean comment. If people are wasting their time making a mean comment about you instead of clicking off of your video or scrolling past your content, you've got to get a little bit, it's not really about getting an ego, but I'm going to say you got to get an ego about that, right? What I really mean is you got to realize that your content is compelling one way or another. That's it. That's the bottom line, is people are hooked. You've somehow got that hook factor, which is super valuable, and maybe you didn't have that before. So for whatever reason, people are suddenly glued to you. They are addicted to you. And I do just want to rant about this. This is a huge, big thing, so they're glued to you. When you make content, I mean, you do hope that somebody watches it. You do hope that it has some sort of impact. You do hope a lot of different things that you're unaware of, whether you like it or not. And now I like to take a stance of like, I don't have expectation. I just make stuff because I get like an urge inside, and I don't look into that urge too hard. I just go with the flow. But like, yeah, in the end, you are talking to somebody, right? So it's like, even if I'm just uploading something to talk to myself, there is this subconscious effect of uploading it. that makes it so that self-talk is more powerful. So whatever you're making content for, bro, there is some sort of like synergy with it being available to other people. Now, I think you would continue doing what you're doing if you never uploaded it. I'm not trying to emphasize the publicity of things. I'm trying to emphasize the magnetism of what you do, even if you do it alone, right? So the fact that you actually publish stuff and people actually get hooked on it is a good sign for yourself. It's not about them, right? So if you're getting hated on, you're gonna get hated on. You're getting loved, that's also inevitable. But what's in the middle of it is you're just like on your computer doing some creative thing, and it is engaging you. So that engagement that you have with yourself is really the gold. Like, I know this feels kind of disconnected from you're getting hated on, blah blah blah. Really bring it back to what you're doing with yourself, what that's all about, and how all of that publicity is a clue that what you're doing with yourself is actually powerful. Like, I'm getting dizzy talking about this, but basically what I'm trying to say, if you do something alone with yourself and other people see it and they get hooked on it, it is a good sign that what you're doing with yourself is engaging. It's about engaging yourself. So when we just say, okay, I'm getting hated on, remember, you're engaging yourself. You're doing something that's actually evoking emotion. It's actually moving. It's actually kind of new. So it's a good sign. I'm trying to paint the silver lining on all the bullshit, and it is a little bit about look on the bright side. And it's easier said than done, because when you're in the storm, bro, it's all you can see. You're looking every direction, and all your notifications are negative. That is seriously suffocating, and it can push you off of social media. I know this has happened to me multiple times, getting threats, getting hate, getting all sorts of random stuff. And it's not that bad of a thing that I've taken breaks and I've zoomed out. It's like, I'm honestly grateful for all those negative things, that in the end of the day, it's not about silver lining. It's about, you're looking at a negative thing, seeing the silver lining, and when it's finally over, you realize it wasn't silver lining because it wasn't a negative thing. The totality of the impact of this thing is positive. This is where it's going to get hard to talk, because it's very personal. I don't even have words. I don't have language for this. It's just like, your relationship with the internet is changing, and I think that's a good thing, because you are the captain of your ship. None of the hate, none of the threats, none of the bullshit is ever going to change that, ever. Whether you like it or not, you are responsible for how you are on here, and so that's a good thing. So it's emphasizing that. Emphasize your engagement with yourself, period. Okay, so that's all I've got for point number 1. Point number 2, other person saying my passion is gone, and he's dealing with like, okay, I'm competing at a higher level than I ever have before. I'm starting to feel that overwhelming plateau, that wall. With your plateau, oh man, it's an exhilarating feeling when you get to a level where you just feel almost a tangible physical wall, and it's just a feeling. When you're playing games, at the end of the day, you're just feeling shit in your body. And you get to this point when you're playing a game, you're in a tournament, and you have no cards in your hand. You feel useless, you feel helpless, you feel lost, you feel like it's over. But guess what? It's time to rotate into zone, bro. And you have to make it happen. Sometimes you make it happen amidst that helpless feeling where you have no passion. You're just drained. You're deflated. Before you know it, an opportunity opens up and you've already capitalized on it instinctually. So what I love about this is that epiphany that you still do something, right? Your passion is gone, but you're still playing the game. You're still thinking about the game. You still think about your passion. And now, even if this environment is like you're enclosed in a space, you will see yourself walk through that wall, whether you like it or not, at some point, in some way. So that's like something you could name. Right now, pause the video, you could give that a name. I'm gonna walk through that wall. And just kind of will it into, like, remind yourself about that, check in on that, look for degrees of that, look for forms of it, find it, okay? That's what I want you to do. When your passion just goes away, you feel like you're stuck in a plateau. Like, I would bet you $1 million there's gonna be a moment where that just disappears. You walk through the wall. Now this is like a tiny domino that weighs 1,000,000 tons, right? That's the kind of emphasis I'm trying to put on this. Is it's really hard, and that's what makes that tiny epiphany, that tiny bit of momentum that you can probably already admit, yeah, it feels impossible, but here and there, but it's not enough, right? I'm trying to get you to look at not enough and just love it a little bit, because it's gonna double and double and double, and before you know it, like, you're not gonna recognize where you are right now, which is your current peak. It's feels like magic, the way that you can adapt to things. All right, letter B, procrastination. Okay, so with procrastination, I want you to do something meditative. When you procrastinate, it's like some form of pressure and some sort of urge, and it really comes down to that. Okay, I'm distracting myself. I'm always distracting myself. And okay, there's a million meditations you could do for this. This is what's popping in my head right now, and we're just gonna do that. We're just gonna go with the flow. Okay, procrastination. Symbolize your procrastination with me on a piece of paper, or hold up your hand and be ready to put up fingers. I'm gonna demonstrate it. It's gonna be hard to follow. Maybe you don't want to follow this. Just watch the demonstration. Do it yourself on your own time. So, okay, procrastination. I'm asking myself, imagine a world where I procrastinate 1,000 times more. And imagine a world where I procrastinate 1,000 times less. What does this really mean to me? What really pops in my head? And that's what I'm asking you. What pops in your head when you prompt yourself like this? I'm not asking you to, like, decide what it means to you. Just when you ask yourself, what does it mean? What pops in your head? What honestly pops in your head, even if it feels wrong? And now you don't need to put this into words, you can put this into symbols. So that's what we're gonna do. So my procrastination, what does it really mean to me? 1,000x, 1,000 minus, what's the difference? Okay. And I'm just not going to be putting these things into words. I'm just symbolizing stuff popping in my head. So I'm going to have a lot of blank space. Right now, nothing's popping in my head. This is the meditation. That's the whole meditation. We're just going to keep doing that. So it's a simple meditation, guys. Just ask yourself, what does this really mean to me? You don't need to verify stuff popping in your head. Just symbolize it. Whether it's true or not true, just, does anything pop in your head at all? This gets your subconscious to kind of like familiarize yourself with the concept. Everyone knows what procrastination is, but the more you familiarize yourself with that concept, like you're learning the word for the first time in a foreign language, You know, the more you're gonna be about it, the more it's gonna kind of get better in the background on its own subconsciously. Okay. This symbol here, one of the most meaningful symbols that pops up in every one of my meditations. And just like, okay, just keep going. Sometimes things repeatedly pop up. I'll just like kind of tally it, like this one, pop back up, pop back up. Sometimes this symbol isn't pretty, sometimes I'm not happy with it, but it's what pops in my head. Just keep going. So every part of this video is like leverage your problem. The first step to solving your problem, I think, is to leverage the fact that you have that problem. We could never do this if I wasn't procrastinating on some level. I would not be able to relate any of these if I couldn't say, oh, if I kept doing this 1,000 times more, kept doing what? Right? If you have a problem, you can ask yourself, what if it gets 1,000 times worse, 1,000 times better? And just do this meditation, and your subconscious at the end of it is like, shit, we're really about that thing. And when you're asleep, when you're doing other things, when you're forgetting about it, you're actually going to be making gains. Your habits are actually going to be self-fulfilling. What you need, we're emphasizing prioritization, really, at the end of the day. You can interrupt yourself when you do this meditation. It's not like you need ultra focus. Just brainstorm a little bit. Keep getting this. Procrastination, for me, this symbol is super linked to procrastination, and it's super important to me. Same with this one. Like, to me, when you stop procrastinating, life becomes crisp. That's kind of what this symbol's about, that blurriness versus just crisp, clean. Everything becomes simple. You know, when you do your homework early in life, you just get that feeling like, damn, why don't I always do this? Sometimes I think you just need to remember these feelings. You don't try to will yourself past your current level of discipline. Just remember the good. That's really it, bro. So I'm addicted. I'm already sucked into this meditation. I feel like I should stop because I'm just doing a little demonstration. I'm gonna go for 2 more symbols, but this is addicting. It feels cleansing. It feels super good. So try this meditation. If you're struggling with procrastination, it just feels like it's detangling it. It's hard to explain. It's a deeply subconscious feeling. That's like a wild one. Didn't expect. Another symbol that pops up in almost all my meditations. So with my meditations, what I really enjoy is that the concepts that pop up, the feelings that you end up basically symbolizing, they end up linking a lot of different issues or goals so that things kind of click together instead of separate. Life becomes more simple, easy, automatic, effortless. Like this pops up everywhere. This pops up everywhere. This kind of does. This pops up everywhere. You know, these are all new. But yeah, that's it. That's the meditation. So the whole video, you're getting hated on, you're plateauing, your passion is gone, you're procrastinating. Okay, when you're plateauing, there's a new level of hardness, of realness to what you're doing. It's like before it just felt like you could walk right through it. Oh, it's easy. It's easy. There's no obstacle. You just keep going, make progress every day. It's easy. It's mind numbing almost. And then suddenly you hit that wall and you're like, dang, this difficulty is actually solid. It's actually made of something. And now think about synesthesia. Like, what color is the number 7? A certain color pops in your head. The same thing when you enter a wall or a plateau. It's just this feeling, it's this sensation, almost like frustration. And it's probably somewhere in your body, right? Synesthesia number 1. It's probably a certain color. It's probably a certain shape. A certain animal pops in your head. Any form, any metaphor, anything you could possibly think of is going to give you kind of an angle on that thing. And the more angles you get of like just a ethereal difficulty sensation, the more it softens. The more it's almost like if you want to get through that wall, if you describe that wall and you just keep doing that, whether it's literal description or metaphorical description, your whole world eventually will be taken up with this wall. It's kind of like the meditation we just did, right? We think about procrastination, we symbolize stuff popping in our head until our entire reality is procrastination, good and bad, right? More and less. It's just the concept. And when you're in it, you're not against it. Does that make sense? So it's like swimming versus slamming into the water from 1,000 feet. That's actually a perfect analogy. So try with procrastination. All of these things come down to feeling. You're getting hated on, you're procrastinating, you're plateauing. It all comes down to frustration at the end of the day. Some sort of annoyance, some sort of sensation that gets under your skin. So you could start, where is it getting under my skin the most? Oh, I'm feeling it right here the most. Oh, it's making my head feel pressure the most, right? From that point, you're in a portal and you could just go. What color is it? What shape is it? What does it remind you of? What if it was worse? What if it was better? You can now immerse into it instead of looking at it from afar. How am I going to fix this? What else should I do? Why does this exist? No, just be about it until it's everywhere, everything, and most of it is going to be behind you for you to be in it. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. You got to get it behind you. To get stuff behind you, you got to get in it. So yeah, all my videos are talking about that, essentially, that phenomena. I don't know what I would call it, portaling, but yeah, end of the video. Hopefully your hate, your procrastination, and your plateau are all doing a little bit better today, you know? Maybe 7% better. Let's aim for that. Peace out. Love you.